Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to Suzaki and all of you. So today our group would like to present our group project regarding in 99 Speedmart report analysis on location decision process, and our selected country of comparison is Thailand and Brunei. So these are our group members, which is me, Muhammad AQIL, Muhammad ZAKWAN, Muhammad AIMAN SUFIAN, SYAFIAH ZULAIKHA, and also AHMAD FIKRI. So first of all, I will explain to you about our objective in this report analysis. The first one is to study 99 Speedmart company background and its business strategy. Second one is to study and analyze market potential between the country of Thailand and Brunei. Third one is to analyze the opportunity and risk of Thailand and Brunei market by using the opportunity risk matrix, and to suggest and select the best country between market of Thailand and Brunei of 99 for 99 Speedmart to penetrate on location decision process. Next, I will explain about 99 Speedmart company background, which is Mr. Lee Tiam Wah, which is the founder of 99 Speedmart itself, and actually is a disabled person. He started his journey in selling peanuts and dessert in roadside, and in 1998, he operated his first 8 mini-mart stores in Kelang, and in 2000, he changed the name of Pasar Raya Mini 99 to 99 Speedmart for the rebranding of the company, and also changed the operation management of the company to improve the environment of the shopping experience to the customers, and also reasonable prices product and great nature product and services. And the vision of 99 Speedmart is to be Malaysia's market leaders in the retail grocery sector. And the mission of the company is to fulfill customer needs by providing a wide range of daily use products. And some of strategies that been used by 99 Speedmart is product diversification and store expansion. So 99 Speedmart sells a lot of variety of products to attract the customers to purchase as much as the customers' daily use products in one place. The second strategy is psychological pricings, which is 99 Speedmart will set the prices of products slightly bit lower than the actual prices of the product to give perceptions to the customers. And the customers will think the prices of the product is actually cheap and reasonable. So some of achievement by 99 Speedmart is they got their first Consumer Choice Award from the Ministry of Domestic Trade Malaysia in 2009, and they launched their 2000th outlet in Puncak Sentul, Kuala Lumpur. Next, I will explain to you about the Thailand economy background and some factors that important in initiating the location decision process in Thailand. So recently updated that Thailand's GDP growth is increasing to 3.9% in 2022 compared 1% in 2021, and domestic consumer market of more than 69 million people with average economic status of rising. So this telling that in 2022, Thailand is facing a fast recovery of economy, and give good news for the multinational companies to venture in Thailand market. So next one is food retail industry demand. Been forecasted that there will be increase in the demand of the food retail industry, and will generate sales of over $500 million in the next few years. And since 2017, the food retail industry market is constantly growing, and stated that 2020 total of 500 outlet that have opened in the Thailand market. The third one is labor cost. That been projected that the trend of labor cost in Thailand is around 81 points in 2022 compared 94.66 points in 2021, and this also give a good news for the multinational companies to venture in Thailand market, because the labor cost in Thailand is instantly lowering and decreasing. So last but not least is government policies, which is recently updated that Thai government launched Thailand Plus, which is a new stimulus package for foreign investment that includes tax incentive for multinational companies, reduction of some tax in certain sectors, and also simplification for foreigners to obtain their visas and make permits for the foreign investors to enter the Thailand market. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter to continue this presentation. Thank you.
Next, I will explain about Brunei. First and foremost, I will talk about Brunei politics. The Sultan, who is also the leader of the state, is known as Yang di-Pertuan Agong in Brunei Darussalam, a sovereign state with a constitutional sultanate administration. The monarchy is hereditary, hence there are no election in the nation. Based on data, Brunei Politic Index score is 1.12% on 2020, which increased about 0.01% from the last year, but still lower from year before except 2019. Next, the government's taxation system for businesses. Brunei's corporate tax rate is either 22% or 55%. There is no income tax and sales tax or value added tax VAT. Also, there is no social security contribution. Next is economy. Based on data, it shows Brunei's GDP growth rate is 1.1%, way greater than Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Thailand. Also, it low behind Vietnam, which grew at 2.9% in 2020. Brunei economy mostly rely on oil and gas production. Next, data show Brunei CPI index was 1.9%, much lower than Vietnam and Philippines, which ranged from 2% to 3%. Next, social elements. Brunei populations are estimated about 400,000 people as at 2022. Brunei are quite traditional in their social interactions owing to their Asian heritage. Brunei people communicate in indirect, formal and constitutional manner to spare one another's faces. Furthermore, Malay is Brunei's official language. English is utilized as a commercial language. Islam as its official religion necessitates sensitivity in relationship, religious customs and dress restrictions. Also, in terms of business procedures, giving presents as a part of a commercial arrangement is generally not permissible. To promote higher respect and buy-in in Brunei, it's critical to maintain compliance in corporate processes. Another important local detail to be aware of is that alcohol is not sold in the nation. Last but not least, technologies. Brunei possesses one of the most advanced telecommunication infrastructures. Brunei has one of the highest fixed line phone densities in the world, as well as a large network of external plants linked by fiber optic cables. The widespread use of smartphones is also a clear indicator of the country's ease of conducting business. Brunei is aiming to become a cyber center in the region, making the nation as one of the most wired countries in the region. This clearly shows Brunei's degree of preparation in terms of technical enablers.
I will present about opportunity and risk for each country, Thailand and Brunei, that 99 Speedmart will face again in order to open its second outlet. The opportunity from Thailand, which is the Thai government proactive policy, is very inventive and forward-thinking, and it is eager to promote socio-economic investment and development. So Thailand welcomes good international investment in terms of financial and human capital, as well as foreign enterprise. Then, low wage workers. The minimum wage in Thailand is low compared to other countries, from a large pool of skilled workforce, and also the company can reduce cost of for the workforce. The second one is the risk is terrorism threat posed by a violent separatist uprising in the countryside in the first certain province near to Malaysian border. Then there are virtual daily attack. So in this part is the very important part is of safety of the business. Then there are the foreigner migrant workers. In Thailand, there are limited human rights concern about business and employment. There are over 2 million from Burma, and the majority are unregistered. The Thai government run a verification process for immigrants, but the recruitment is low, with the majority of immigrants remaining illegal. As a result, they are denied access to healthcare or a minimum wage. This will affect the hiring of legitimate employees. Next, country of Brunei. So the opportunity from country is tax reduction and policy stability. So business operating in Brunei Darussalam are exempt from paying tax on personal income, salaries, goods and service, and capital gains. So the companies will be able to lower their tax payment as a result of this. Furthermore, Having a stable political environment in Brunei will give a good impact because it will easier any the process or procedure and the business can run smoothly. Then the risk is the competition of local business. Every country must already have a local retail company that has long been known by the local themselves. Therefore, it can be a risk when the 99 Speedmart company is unable to compete with the local company.
Now let us see the opportunity risk matrix. The opportunity risk matrix is used to identify the causes of harmful event by determining the possible consequences of harmful event, prioritize and identify the barrier, and to decide the risk is relatable to the system of the company. Now let us see the opportunity risk matrix of Thailand. As we can see in the table, the first circle is at 25, which is an important opportunity to start business because they are one of the founding members of ASEAN and play an important role in developing Asian Free Trade Asia, or known as AQTAR. Next circle is 20, which Thailand has a proactive policies where the government offer benefit and lucrative incentive to the foreigner business, which is an important opportunity for the foreign business. Last circle in the probability matrix is number 9, which it is an encouraged opportunity for the 99 Speedmart because of the low wages rate in Thailand. Move on to the risk. Thailand scored at 25 of terrorism threat, which is very critical risk. Other than that, there is an acceptable risk score at 3 because of the high number of immigrants in Thailand. Now let us move to the Brunei opportunity risk matrix. First, Brunei offer an important opportunity score at 25, which Brunei government offer tax reduction to the foreign business and various investment incentive. Then, with a strong political stability, Brunei score at 15, which is one of the important opportunity for business like 99 Speedmart. Then, move on to the risk. Last, we have the risk of Brunei, which score at 4 because of the local competitors and its small population, but still it is an acceptable risk for the business.
Next part is about limitation or problem of analysis. So the limitation is lack of available and or reliable data. A lack of data or of reliable data will likely require limiting the scope of analysis, or it can be a significant obstacle in finding a trend or and a meaningful relationship. So the data and information in this case study is very important because each data and information collected will affect the analysis made.
Lastly, the recommendation. Our group have choose Brunei as the country that 99 Speedmart can expand. As a country with lower risk, Brunei have the advantages in international investment. Brunei governments encourage FDI in their countries as a way to create jobs, expand local technical knowledge, and increase their overall economic standards. By doing business in Brunei, 99 Speedmart can have benefits through access to local markets and resources, often in exchange for expertise, technical know-how, and capital. 99 Speedmart should try contacting trade departments or organizations in their home country, as well as the places they are contemplating for future investment. This organization will have the first-hand knowledge of various economic, political, and other risks associated with doing business with specific countries. Incorporating credible information sources, such as Chamber of Commerce and trade consulates, into the firm risk assessment can help it learn about new and profitable business prospects abroad, as well as which markets and business partners to avoid in order to minimize risk. That's all. Thank you. We move on to the conclusion. Based on the opportunity and risk matrix, we can see that Brunei is a better country to expand 99 Speedmart, where Brunei have important opportunity and acceptable risk compared to Thailand, even though they have important opportunity, but Thailand also have critical risk. Therefore, 99 Speedmart can use it as a screening tool to avoid investing in high-risk nations, as well as to monitor countries where the MNC is currently conducting international business. Country risk, in particular, signify the threat that a foreign government will default on its debts or other financial commitments, hence increasing transfer risk. Country risk, in a broader sense, refer to the extent to which political and economic instability affect the securities of insurers doing business in a specific country. Thailand's Speedmart will face liability of foreigners, which is the social and economic cost when they operate in foreign markets. It is important for Thailand's Speedmart to know how to accompany interaction with the host and home country environments affect the liability of foreigners that it face in foreign markets. Thailand's Speedmart must address the questions of whether firms in a competitive, globally integrated environment face a liability of foreigners and to what extent either importing home country organizational capabilities or copying the practice of successful local firm can help them overcome the liability.